You can't rush to judge Carlo Ancelotti. He doesn't shout on the touchline. He doesn't trade barbs in press conferences. He doesn't need to craft a grand, everlasting philosophy. He simply shows up, then leads a team, and when the season ends, there's a trophy in his hands. Most managers take years to build a football empire, but him, he only needs one season. And the strange thing is, he does it everywhere. Milan, Chelsea, PSG, Bayern, Real Madrid. All of them have leaned on him, even if just for a year. Why? Because he's Carlo Ancelotti, the man every big club in the world should bring in for at least one season. In the modern era, football is dominated by tactical architects. You have Pep Guardiola and his mesmerizing tiki-taka system that controls every inch of the pitch. You have Jurgen Klopp, whose gegenpressing suffocates opponents and demands relentless energy. And you have Jose Mourinho, who built his legacy on impenetrable defensive walls and surgical counterattacks. But Ancelotti, he doesn't force a philosophy onto the team. He doesn't believe football should be dictated by the coach's ego. Instead, he creates an environment where players can be themselves and win in the most organic, instinctive way. He doesn't walk in demanding a squad overhaul or multi-year rebuild. He doesn't insist on his way or nothing. He simply looks at the tools available, understands what the players do best, and lets them do what they do. Give him a squad, give him one season, and he will often turn that into a chapter of history. It's not magic, it's not luck. It's a deep, intuitive understanding of the sport and the people who play it. Where Ancelotti truly separates himself from the rest is not in the tactics boardroom, it's inside the locker room. Great managers must manage egos, expectations, and emotions. Ancelotti does this not with an iron fist, but with a calm hand and sharp emotional intelligence. Think of the names who've played under him: Cristiano Ronaldo, David Beckham, Andrea Pirlo, Ibrahimovic, Didier Drogba, Frank Lampard, Sergio Ramos, Kaká. This isn't just a squad, it's an orchestra of world-class egos. But under Ancelotti, they play in harmony. He never asks a player to become someone they're not. He doesn't force a pressing monster out of an elegant playmaker. He doesn't demand sacrifice from a natural finisher. Take his time at Chelsea in the 2009-10 season. He didn't turn Didier Drogba into a deep-lying striker or ask Lampard to run himself into the ground. He placed them in their best positions, gave them clear roles, and trusted them to deliver. The result: 103 goals in the Premier League, a record-breaking haul at the time. Another iconic moment of man management came at Real Madrid with Cristiano Ronaldo. When questioned about why Ronaldo wasn't asked to track back and defend more, Ancelotti smiled and said, "He scores 60 goals a season. Why would I ask him to do anything else?" That quote says everything about his leadership. He sees people, not just players. Under his leadership, even at chaotic clubs like Real Madrid, the locker room remains surprisingly serene. Why? Because the players feel seen, respected, and understood. Carlo Ancelotti isn't a man tied to one playbook. He adapts, not out of necessity, but out of wisdom. He won the Champions League with Milan by building a team around the artistry of Pirlo, the brilliance of Kaká, and the intelligence of Seedorf. He won the Premier League and FA Cup double in his first season at Chelsea, letting the likes of Drogba and Anelka thrive in a fluid, attacking 4-3-3. At Real Madrid, he has shuffled between 4-3-3, 4-2-3-1, and a diamond midfield, always optimizing based on the squad at hand. His philosophy, if he has one, is beautifully simple. I don't have a fixed system. I build around the strengths of the team I have, and the results speak for themselves. More importantly, no player has ever been ruined under his watch. No one ends up confused, misused, or wasted. In fact, he often helps players reach their highest potential. Just look at Valverde, Vinicius, Camavinga, Rodrigo, Bellingham. All of them have flourished under his quiet guidance. There's a curious pattern in Ancelotti's career. He is often called in when things are falling apart. After Guardiola's Bayern began to decline, Ancelotti arrived and they won the Bundesliga. After Zidane's Real Madrid era ended in disarray, Ancelotti returned and they were European champions again. Even at Everton, a club buried in disappointment and underperformance, he brought hope and nearly secured European football. He may not be a licensed therapist, but make no mistake, Carlo Ancelotti is a healer. He brings stability where there was chaos. He brings calm where there was pressure. And more often than not, he brings silverware. In an industry where patience is rare and job security is fragile, sometimes a one-season fix is far more valuable than a 5-year plan with no results. In a world where clubs constantly change managers, where stars struggle to find common ground, and pressure never sleeps, Ancelotti is the ideal head coach. He's the rhythm keeper, the man every big club should turn to, even if just for one season. Do you think Ancelotti can help your favorite team? Share your views in the comments, because in football, every fan has their own perspective on how their team is doing. If you found this article to be emotionally touching, don't hesitate to leave a like. It's your way of motivating us to continue telling honest and emotional stories. And if you want to hear more about football, follow Stone Stories so you don't miss any upcoming posts.